When you hear that, you know it's Ransom. Ransom Palooza on Twitter from our sister station 107.5. Usually we do this on Friday, but today we're changing up the schedule a little bit. We're going to do it today. Sausage Party is the movie. Sounds like a chick movie to me. I'm using that line way too much. Ransom, how are you, my friend?
It is not a chick movie
Come
whatsoever,
on, Sausage
but
Party.
I am doing great.
Sounds like a Lifetime edition or something. Lifetime movie, Sausage Party. Come on, tell me about it, my friend.
Oh, my goodness. Heidi, let me tell you this. This was the perfect movie for me to watch this week because, you know, for a very, very long time, we've been seeing sequels, movies with numbers at the end of them, or remakes. That's a big thing this year for whatever reason. The Ghostbusters remake and all the other remakes that are coming out here in the next couple of weeks. This is probably the most original movie I have seen in a very, very long time.
Really? That's great because you see a lot of movies. That's very cool. Now, who made this movie?
This is the new Seth Rogen movie.
Okay.
Seth Rogen, you might remember from movies like This Is the End.
Mm-hmm. Not the G-rated guy.
No, he is absolutely not G-rated whatsoever, and that carries over to this movie as well. Sausage Party is an animated film for adults.
Okay, don't take the kids.
Yeah, absolutely. And I could already tell you right now, I'm looking into the future, and I'm looking right now, and I guarantee there's probably going to be some stories on Monday of parents who accidentally took their kids to Sausage Party because they take them to the movies, and they're like, oh, look, a new animated movie.
Right.
Let's go check it out. It's about hot dogs, and it's about buns, and it's about all this stuff. And they're going to walk out really angry.
I'm looking up the trailer. Oh, yeah, because, well, if you look at just the what do you call it, the poster or whatever.
Yeah, the poster.
It says Sausage Party, and it almost looks like the hot dog and the bun. Remember that scene in Grease? Mm-hmm. In the back where the bun's chasing the hot dog around and all that kind of stuff. It kind of looks like that. It says Sausage Party, written by Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg. Okay, perfect. Looks like a fun thing for kids, like you said, but not.
Absolutely not. So basically the gist of the movie is all of these bits of food are inside of a grocery store, and they've been told their entire life that once they get sold, once they get picked up by a human, they're going to like nirvana. They're going to paradise. This is like the next stage in their life. So you got this little sausage, this little hot dog, and he's got his girlfriend, the bun, right next to him, and they've been waiting their entire life to get bought together. But then when they find out that once they leave the grocery store, it's actually, they've been lied to this whole time. It's not nirvana. They find out that they're being eaten, they're being boiled alive, and then it's up to them to get out of this situation and spread the message to the rest of the grocery store to let them know, we've been being lied to this entire time. We do not want to go with these humans. They're eating us, they're torturing us, they're destroying us, and that's where the whole movie goes. And man, it is just so funny.
So it's worth seeing, but I'll let you say it's R-rated or NC. What is it rated? R?
This is a hard R.
Oh, okay? Really? Okay, because obviously
very hard R.
Very hard language, or in innuendo, I guess.
The very first word that they say in this movie is a word I cannot say on this radio
Got
station.
it. Okay, so Sausage Party only for adults, not for kids. But you said it was hilarious.
Yeah, please do me a favor. Don't take your kids to go watch this. But if you're in the mood for a raunchy comedy, you can't go wrong with this one. I mean, Seth Rogen, he knows what he's doing. You know, he's been in so many of these movies. He's known for this. The guys that he's worked with on this film as well, they've all worked together, and they've all brought us so many raunchy comedies. So if you like this brand of comedy, if you like Seth Rogen, if you like the stuff that he's done before, like Superbad or Pineapple Express or This Is the End, you're going to love this movie.
Okay, now sometimes what my mom calls bathroom humor. My mother's a little more refined than I am. Sometimes bathroom humor, because it can be really hilarious or it can be really bad. But you're saying this is just flat out hilarious.
Yeah, funniest movie I've seen all year.
Okay, that's great.
And maybe I was just in the right mood for it, but man, I was laughing throughout the entire film.
Okay.
And I gauge a lot of my reaction with the crowd as well when I go to these movies, because, you know, comedy is subjective, you know, and sometimes what I find funny is not necessarily what you're going to find funny. But when you're in a crowd where the entire place is erupting,
right,
you know that they are hitting it out of the park and they're doing something right. So that crowd was just having the time of their life the other night, and I was having a great time. And this is one of those films that I can't wait to watch it again, to be completely honest.
That's fun. And the crowd you saw, they didn't know what to expect either. theater. So that's kind of fun to see that with a group of people who didn't know what was coming necessarily, and they loved it.
Yeah, they've done a really great job at kind of being a little secretive with their promotion of this film. Like, you kind of get an idea of what it is, but you don't really get the big picture of how raunchy the movie really is until you sit there and you watch these sausages and these buns really, really just say some stuff. And I will say this without spoiling anything, the way that the movie ends, I was sitting in my seat and I was thinking to myself, did they really just go there? And they went there.
Okay.
They went there.
Wow. And they got away with it.
Yeah.
That is hilarious. You know, it reminds me of, and this sounds kind of a pathetic example because I don't get out much, but I remember sitting in the movie theater when I think with you, and there was a trailer for Zootopia. And this is a room full of people who were there for a different movie. And when they did the scene where they walked into DMV and everyone behind the counter was a sloth, the entire audience just died. They were crying. They were laughing so hard. I mean, it was, and you can really tell by the instant reaction of people who didn't know what to expect. They're thinking, oh, a cartoon. And they went nuts. They loved it because it was so hilarious.
Yeah, and I mean, that's exactly what I was talking about with comedy being subjective. And a lot of times when I do go to a comedy film, you know, there'll be half the crowd laughing at this joke, but then the joke just goes over the other half of the crowd's head, or the other half of the crowd just doesn't really get the joke or just doesn't care for it.
Or they're uncomfortable or whatever. Like there are a lot of comedians that get gynecologic. They're not funny. They just get gynecologic, and it's not funny. You know, I quit going to comedy clubs because most of the time that's what happens. Not that I'm offended. It's just you're not funny at that point, right? But you're saying this is raunchy, but in a good way.
The entire crowd was loving it, and I loved it too. This is probably the funniest movie I've seen all year. I love this movie. I can't wait to watch it again. Okay. I love that. Well, that's always a good thing to say. All right. Sausage Party is a thumb up. All right. Next week, what are you reviewing for us, my friend? Next week, we have War Dogs, which looks fantastic. Okay. The brand new Jonah Hill, Miles Teller movie. It's based off of a true story. Also, an animated film called Kubo and the Two Strings. We should be talking about that as well.
Sounds like fun. Ransom Palooza on Twitter. Good to see you, my friend. We'll see you next week.
Thanks for having me.
All right. Always good to have you. I'm Heidi Harris.